to that, there was recently a report released by Sarah Glassmeyer, who's working at the Harvard Library Open Access Project, and she published a report called State Information Census and Analysis of Primary Law. And what this really reports on is the fact that there is such variation in availability and quality, and she comes up with like 14 different ways that free government agency or government website information may not, in fact, be free. It's a fascinating report, and I also wrote an article about it on my site. But I mean, it actually points to one of the ways that commercial vendors can actually, even though lots of people say, oh, commercial vendors are the problem, it also points to the fact that commercial vendors sometimes solve the problems because federal agencies or state agencies don't have the money to invest in making their information that accessible and that usable, and then commercial companies come along and solve some of the problems that states and the federal government can't solve itself.
There's a question, a couple of questions here. Actually, one's just a comment that another good source is the Special Libraries Association's Government Division, which is at govinfo.sla.org. But then a question here, maybe this is for Bob and Gavin, but do the new technologies have new pricing, or will big firms be paying big bucks? One size doesn't fit all.
Of course.
In general, we've always tried to keep our product and pricing very competitive because I don't think you need to charge a lot of money to actually make a profit in this business, and I'm far more interested at the end of the day to actually move the practice of law forward. So that's my take.
I would say that it's a good question that I'd answer along these lines. I think the cost of free data, government open source data, is very much higher than meets the eye. And it's something that when we speak with librarians, we're often asked, well, it's all available free, and it is, but it's a lot like open source software. It's some of the most expensive software you can implement. And at the same time, we have the marketplace, and I think that's the best control of pricing. There's no shortage of choices to librarians. As you say, there's a multitude of emerging products, and it's remarkable to me how similarly a lot of the products end up being priced. So I think that would be as much insight as I could give to where I see pricing going. There is, by the way, I would say there's only going to be increased demand as the need to surface data more and more becomes available. Anybody who's worked with data scientists will understand that. There is no short, immediate fix if you're dealing with masses of text to get valuable output without having a lot of data